and welcome to the third episode of our three-part series being broadcast almost live, compliments Nutmeg TV right here in Farmington, Connecticut. I'm your host, Kathleen Fenity.
And I'm Joan Kaczmarzyk.
And we're Two Old Broads. Thanks for splashing in with us. Hey, it's so great to see you again. You know, it feels like it's been a while since the last time I saw you, and some people have had an opportunity to view the first show, which is fab, and we've gotten a lovely, yay, applause, so we're glad that you enjoyed it. We're so thankful to Nutmeg TV. They've been so supportive here in helping us design our sets. They've helped us with directing, with the lighting, with the sounds, and then even in the room. As I said, we're almost live.
Almost.
So we don't really cut our
just
talk with you. When I do the cutting, it's just pasting our three sets together. So
it's amazing. It really is, and you do such a good job with it.
Oh,
I mean, we have such a great team.
Yeah, it's the team here.
It is a team. It's a team effort.
It's a team effort.
It is definitely a team effort, and
that's
we're
all
what's so beautiful
super people.
about it.
Remember, we came from the second show. If you haven't seen it yet, keep a lookout because Nutmeg's going to be posting it pretty soon. We have a surprise guest. I think you're going to love, and we also have some really good yummies and things like that. But today I'm going to be tying all three of them together.
Right, and we have a really, really interesting show with a lot of information that we were going over before we came here. This woman is amazing with what she's got to share with us today. And stuff that I never heard of. And, you know, some of the stuff I have from just the fact that we live together, but some of the stuff that you brought up is really fascinating. And when you bought you brought that instrument, you got that the other day.
Oh yeah.
That is a really cool thing that's going to be incorporated into this. And plus we have a crystal grid, and we got all kinds of good stuff to share. Yeah, we're going to be doing quite a bit today. That's for sure. We're going to be doing quite a bit. But if we don't get it all today, we're going to continue through the summer. We're going to do a couple more shows in the summer. Hopefully it'll, work out and we'll be back and do a season, which is our hope. That's what we hope to do, yes.
And on with the show for today. I just want to remind you that when we're talking about crystals, we are talking about energy. And so that's really what I'm going to be speaking with you a little bit about, the way energy has come into our lives through music and numbers, the sounds, our intentions, our thoughts. It's all connected in this wonderful, basically like a sacred seed. This is almost a mandala or sacred geometry, the Fibonacci code, right? We have that. That's written right down here. And the Solfeggio frequencies, we'll be working with those.
This is stuff that I had never heard of until when you were telling me about it today.
Well, we're really looking forward to sharing it. And we've got a great couple of sets to share the new information with you. And we're going to be splashing over there pretty soon. So come on and splash on over with us. Hi, everyone, and welcome. Okay, so we're here over in the second set. Again, big kudos to Nutmeg TV for all their support. They just keep hanging in there with me as I keep changing sets on these one-time onlys. But, I've mentioned it out on our Facebook and our social medias about taking a look at the different sets. The second set time will be coming out for the second episode soon, and then this set. And give us a little feedback on what you like. We'd love to hear it back on about that. Okay, so here we are, energy. Everything's energy. Everything is energy. Our thoughts have waves of energy. Sound has waves of energy. Words have waves of energy. Why? Because words come from our sound. Our auric fields have waves of energy. Our chakras have waves of energy. And as I've mentioned, the crystals are beautiful facilitators for that. So when I mentioned the solfeggio frequency, again, solfeggio frequency. These are the vibrational frequencies that had been used in the Gregorian chants. And they were very connectors to the divine. And so the monks would sing their chants, but then they started distributing them, like Martin Luther, distributing the words of the Bible to the people, and then the people got the power from the chant and the vibrational frequency of the chant, which opened up the pineal gland, which then expanded the consciousness and a director link to God. And then they said, oops, we lost them. And,
Gosh,
and they were hidden for a very long time. And so, you know, I've said this a zillion times, history is written by the victors.
Yep.
So, you know, now we're unearthing a lot of things. We've got cosmos, and we've got, you know, the natural wild. We've got the show on Einstein, you know. We don't talk much about Nikola Tesla, but we know Nikola Tesla, another name to look for.
Yep.
But here's another figure, and I'm inundating you with these concepts right now because I hope that they're going to help you to understand how very important it is to put together the idea of numbers and music, sound, and our vibration, and our thoughts, and our intentions, and the power of that we can literally change a lot of things if we can work with that. For example, Dr. Emoto did an experiment with water. So he took clear bottles, of course, as scientific as we can be, because it's all relative, right? Everything is relative. But clear bottles, same water, same cleansing on the bottles, and then put names on it: love, hate, joy, sadness. And then, I've told you this story, what did they do?
They checked the vibration of the water, and they found that each one was different.
Well, more than the vibration.
But the structure.
They were able to photograph the actual molecular structure
and it had
see
changed.
that something that had a word on it that said hate literally took on this dark mass look. And something that had the word on it, love, had this, you know, snowflakey look. But the waters were all the same.
They all started out the same.
They all started out the same. And this is another Emoto experiment. You can go, we can Google everything.
Yep.
So, you know, anything that I'm saying is for you to Google. But what we want to do is give you some fun ways that you can play with it so that nobody tells you, oh, well, you need a whatever to be able to do this. Okay, the esoteric sciences, the metaphysicals, the things that the monks tried to take away from you, and that's everything, you know, religious structures. So we have it within us, and we use the crystals to help to facilitate, say, the 528 solfeggio vibration of love. It's all love.
Yep.
And that's all we need is love. I mean, you know, I mean, that's it. You know, we make a choice every day. We're going to choose love, or we're going to choose the other side. And every moment of our life, we're making a choice.
Yep.
Am I going to choose to be kind, or am I going to choose to not be kind? And then whatever we have that we're sharing from our vibrational beinghood is like infectious. So, love. Mm-hmm. If I say, oh, you look so beautiful today, Joan.
Yeah, thank you very much. So do you.
Thank you.
It's one of those things. What begets, what you give out is what you get back.
Exactly. So remember I talked with you about the gardens and crystals, and I said I love the crystals. I love crystal gardens, and so this is one of them. And as I'm opening up this little crystal garden, Joan's going to be opening up a little book and talk with you a little bit about something that she found. Now, you know, when I did my cancer journey, I went out west. This is a mountain that I traveled. When I traveled this mountain, I did my alternative healing because I was guided by the divine. I also was guided to write a story. And in this story, there's a little passage Joan wants to share about energy and crystals.
Okay. It was on the dark side of the mountain, where the sun disappeared behind the rock, where we came upon this ancient-looking place. It looked like ancestral remnants from another time and another culture, maybe even from another world. I heard a strange sound that made me jump, and that's when I remembered what Mama said about trouble. Whatever it was, a scorpion, a lizard, or something else, it ran in front of me and quickly. Freaked out, I jumped to the side. When a shard slipped out from under my feet, the rocks vibrated, and some kind of wave of energy moved through me. Mama, what's that? I adjusted my balance against another tree. That's when I saw what appeared to be a stone elephant carved out of the mountainside with its trunk curled up into the air. That be big elephant, Mama laughed, and them be flying all around him, saying, looking, we be a-flyin'. Mama chuckled as several crows floated in the air and circled around the stone-carved creature. Time seemed suspended. I've never seen anything like this. An elephant rock? It be flying sometimes when the light be just right, Mama smiled knowingly. One by one, wings upon the air upon the wings, black against the blue, they swirled up and around in the air, as they twirled and twirled around each other in what seemed to be a spiral cosmic dance. Then they swirled around the stone-carved elephant. I stood completely mystified. I wish I could float the currents like those crows. I leaned deeper into the branches of the dwarf tree so that I could get a closer look. You just be about believin', baby childs. Just be a-believin', Mama kept her pace. The bark prickled against my skin as I leaned in even more. I couldn't tell if it was the vortex, but something happened to me when Mama reminded me about believing. Maybe it was the word itself, or maybe it was just the way she said the word. But something happened to me that afternoon under Thunder Mountain, something that had to do with elephants and flying and my grandmother and my dream. Somehow, I thought as I pressed my heels deeper into the ground, just in case something else happened, somehow everything would just make sense if only I could believe. Somehow, I thought, as I took in as deep of a breath as I could and waited, because Thunder Mountain looked like a spirit to me, one weighted down by time, trying to take flight, just like me. Slowly, the melody of a flute song wafted through the air. I thought maybe its enchanting sounds could fill my empty soul somehow. Come on now, Miss Mary, we be going down here. Mama moved her body down a thin path that led us down a side slope. It looked like a smaller trail made from little desert pigs. Pardon me?
That sounds so good, but let's slow down the pace with that.
Right.
It sounds like you're getting into that story,
Oh my
Joan.
gosh.
Thanks so much for reading from that little passage. I hope that you enjoyed it too. So yeah, lots of energy, right?
Yep.
The wording of believing and the power of belief and the intentions and the crystals and the movements and all these good things are happening, all of them happening here under Thunder Mountain, here in the gardens, here in these gardens, and here inside of all of us. So that is just, something that gives us all hope to know that if we can believe and hold that belief within us, we know that our dreams come true. Joan had her dream come true in the most impossible way, as you'll see in the second show. And dreams can come true for everybody.
Yes, they
and
can.
crystals can help us to manifest our dreams and keep our hearts filled with love and light during any time, even if you're going through cancer, or if you're just waiting on a job, or waiting on a love, or just waiting on, a break.
Yeah.
Okay?
Or just going through life.
So remember about breathing, and it's really important to take that time, to take the lower breath, slow everything down, take a long breath, close your eyes, and then all of a sudden we can start to see, what is it? The air dance? Mm-hmm. Isn't that what you said one day with one of the dogs that came in?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I think Jackson saw the air dancing. So there's a lot of magic out there, and it's just waiting for us to be able to be open to it and have fun with life. So blessings, and we'll see you over on the second set. No, the third set actually.
Yep.
And we're going to be making some crystal grid work to show, and some music and sound vibrations. Hope you had fun. See you there. Here we are. Two old broads.
New theme song.
Don't you love it?
Yeah.
Here's our crystals. Okay, beautiful, right? So we're going to be talking about the crystals. And remember now, just for clarification, today's show is specifically about the clear crystal points, because we're showing you cleansing techniques for the clear crystal points. And then we'll be back in the summer season to do more and draw this out a little bit more for you.
Absolutely.
So that'll be fun.
Yes, it will.
This bowl, I just recently got this bowl, but when clearing crystals and getting them ready, because you can buy clear crystal points over the internet fairly inexpensively, and you can get them in bulk, but you don't want to just start using them. They really do need to be cleaned. And one of the ways that you can clean crystals certainly immediately is throw them in the freezer.
Yep.
That'll work really fast. But a
For
more
at least
delicate
24
and
hours.
loving way is like a full moon bath. And so when you're doing the moon work, you want a dark bowl and use distilled water. And then you put this out under the moonlight, and where the moon is going to come in and directly hit, so it's like a gazing bowl. And all of the crystals, all these beautiful crystals, received that bath. Those crystals have been part of it as well, okay? Well, that's just kind of like a pre-wash with your vegetables. So always we want to be able to make sure that we've cleared them off and cleaned them off. And water is one of the great ways to clear, but fire is.
Yes.
And we brought some incense, though we're not burning it right here now. Sage sticks, fire will help clear. And then, of course, we know that we have sound. So a medicine shaker will clear. So you can clear all your crystals before you even set them up into the grid. Just have your pile of crystals and you'll clear them all off. Just think about like baking, and you have your ingredients. Then another way that you can clear them, again, remember I talked about solfeggio or solfeggio, depending upon you want to be soft. And that's the music. 528, frequency of love. You know, music is so incredible that when you listen to certain music like Mozart, you get smarter. Why? Because music affects your pineal gland or pineal gland. It's that little tiny acorn that's embedded in the brain. That is your higher conscious self, okay? So after you do all this beautiful clearing, right? Can play a lot of music. I just got this, it's a new toy. And then of course the Tibetan bowl, right? You can sing it. Use the crystal bowls. And then you can also clear it with your own sound vibration, okay? So that's another thing that you can use. Okay. Now, when you're getting the grid all set up, what I have incorporated for today is this 1260 Fibonacci, the 1260, the sacred, and using the numbers and getting, basically this is like a clock. So you figure you have your 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way around. And that's a simple 12-point grid. In the center, Joan, you've put 12 crystals as well. And as I said, all of this has been all cleansed. So these are all ready now for an intention to be created. And so what we do when we're creating our intention is you're going to write it on a piece of paper. And what is the intention for this grid? Because we're infusing it, again, if you remember I said on the second set, how our words and the Dr. Emoto, remember he has, the word has power. In the beginning was the word, right? Logos, word, power, okay? Our words have a lot of power. So this is just, Joan wrote one word,
which is
protection. Okay. So this is for her wolf's I call them wolves, but they're rescued sled dogs, but they're my wolves.
Well, we
I
could put
hear
it
them howl
down for
twice
all
a
our
day.
pets.
And then once that intention is set, it's going to go under the center stone. Okay, so you can fold that under your center stone.
There we go.
So now you have your center stone set, and you're happy with your grid,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You're very happy with that
Very happy
grid.
with that grid.
Okay, so now you have to charge it.
Yep.
And I'm going to let Joan say, she knows, she's been charging, she's been working with the charging.
Yes, I have. I've never worked on a grid quite like this, where we have kind of mixed things, but it's going to be an interesting thing, and everything is basically the same anyway. So we're going to start here, and we're going to go around the circle.
Now, when you're doing this, you're putting your intention. So the intention is in place on the grid, but
Right.
it's also in you, because you've taken the time to center yourself,
And
you've
then
done your breath work,
Yeah.
and you're going to move a little bit faster than that to charge your grid, because we only have 5 more minutes for this show.
Okay, so we're gonna get-
Because Chris
so
is
then-
my cameraman.
I
He's
know,
giving
I
me
just happened to see
the-
that out of the corner
the
of
thing,
my
yeah,
eye.
okay.
So we're going to go right around here,
Right.
and we're going to
charging it with the music.
and then I'm going to go one more loop around. And we're going to let you play that little
Okay.
song. And now we have our protection grid
Now-
in place.
This is a different part that, it's fun, because the thing about, this is it gets a little mysterious, and people think, oh, I don't. No, this is something for you to develop a relationship with. The crystals are something to create rituals. For this particular grid, this is a grid that's used to help to protect the kennel.
Yep.
But you could make a little small grid in the morning just to wake up to have a gratitude and happy day. And that's the ritual of going to the grid and charging it and keeping that intention alive, okay? And now to fully activate this grid, I'm going to invite Joan to do something that she doesn't know.
Okay, here comes my surprise.
But because I know that this is what this grid is for, and
Yep.
because we talk about the power of sound, and of course in yoga, we use the om sound.
Yeah.
But in the wolf world, there's a different sound that we hear.
Yes, there is.
And every day, as I've been staying at my friend's house, getting my life back on track after the cancer trip, I hear these animals howl this primal sound of joy and jubilation. And, every day I hear this and I think, well, if we could wake up every day kind of like howling it into life. So I'm going to invite you to howl that grid
I
and
can do
activate that into life.
Oh.
And then the other dogs will come in. Oh. And that's what happens with that. So that's a beautiful way to activate. Be creative. There's no steadfast rules in when working with the grids. All it is look, do you have love inside of you? Yes, I know you do, because you're here. So obviously you have lots of love inside of you, right? Do we have some other stuff? Yeah, we do. But what do we want to shine?
The love.
We want to shine the love. So every moment we have a choice, choose love.
Yep.
And the more that we choose love, the more that you attract it.
Yep.
The more you be the change you want to see. So if you're upset because there's something going on in your life that's making you upset, chances are it has something that you have to go, where's the mirror? Oh, yeah, I see. You're pointing out that thing, and you're using this love and light human being in my life to help me to see, you don't have to react like that, okay, or whatever. So take a breath, realize we're infinite love, infinite life, infinite peace. The crystals will support that. Make your crystal gardens. make your crystal baths. And this
We
is
have
one more little
1 minute.
fun tip, and I did see we only have 1 more minute left. But this is a little water bowl I use for my diabetic Merlin. He's one of my kitty cats. He's an old boy. I've had him for a long time. God rest his soul. He's still with me, and he hangs on like, I'm with you, Ma. So I give him rose quartz water bowls, and he just loves it. He lays by his water bowl, and he listens to his music. And so create your water bowls, get your incense,
Create
get
your
some
music.
grids, get a little music into you, get a little movement, a little sound, a little love and light, and what do you know, next thing, you're going to be like us.
Yep.
Two old broads. So we hope to see you again soon. We're very thankful to Nutmeg TV again. I just want to put a big shout out to Chris and Rebecca and Richard and Eric and Nick, the whole team that's made this spring season so much fun for us and trying something new. We love you here at Nutmeg TV. We're grateful for all your support. Come on and visit us. Visit our little social pages.
Yep.
We look forward to seeing you.
Take care.
And
see you again
yes,
soon.
we're coming to the end of the show.
Yep.
So, little music. One more little sound. So many other goodies on the table. Rose quartz. Flying elephants, remember the passage. Turtles, longevity, good energy forces. Crystal skulls, Sedona. We're wrapping out. We'll see you in the summer season. It's been great, Joan. Thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you.
We love you much, and we can't wait to see you again.
On
Two Old Broads. Bye. Blessings.